Yeah, friends, good morning. Myself, Muhammad Wahid, working as a lecturer in Civil Engineering Department of Technical Education, Hyderabad, Telangana. Before going to start our new topic, Introduction to Theodolite Surveying, this is our YouTube channel, Civil Stuff by Wahid, where you can get all the videos related to your civil engineering subjects pertaining to regular syllabus and ESET also. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe. And coming to our topic, theodolite surveying. What is this theodolite surveying? Before going to theodolite surveying, what do you mean by a survey? In general, you have already studied regarding the surveying. It is an art of determining the relative positions on or above or beneath the surface of earth by taking linear and angular measurements, right? So here theodolite surveying means what? Whatever the term you have used, angular measurements, those angular measurements can be taken by this theodolite. It is an accurate instrument, and even though you can use compass also for angular measurements, but compass is used for only horizontal angles, whereas theodolite is used for both horizontal and vertical angles. That is the main difference, and you can use theodolite instrument as many ways depending upon the different types of purposes, depending upon the need we required, what type of survey it is required, you can use the theodolite surveying. Okay, and coming to the introduction part of a theodolite surveying, see, as I said you, theodolite is an accurate instrument which is used for measuring horizontal angles and vertical angles, and the accuracy will be depending upon, you can see here, instrument least count. Now what is this least count? I think you have learnt what do you mean by least count in your physics itself. The smallest measurement that can be taken is nothing but the least count of that particular equipment or instrument. Okay, now here we have a range of 10 seconds least count and 20 seconds least count instruments also there. Is it okay? So means higher accuracy means lower the least count should be. Higher accuracy means lower the least count, means here if I take, sorry, one second, here if I take 10 seconds, it will be more accuracy than that of 20 seconds accuracy. Okay, 20 seconds accuracy. Next, these are some of the common uses of theodolite, that is measuring the horizontal angles, measuring the vertical angles, measuring the deflection angles, magnetic bearings, horizontal distance between 2 points, vertical height of an object, difference in elevation between 2 points, ranging a line, prolonging a line, setting out the engineering works. Now we'll see one by one. If I go for the horizontal angle, means suppose a wall is there, this is a wall, I want to measure the angle between these two walls. This is what? Horizontal angle theta. Next, vertical angle. Suppose a roof is there, and this is a wall. This is a wall. I want to know the angle at this corner. At this corner means horizontal angle means it is the measurement between two vertical planes. Two vertical planes means if you take an example of your house itself, you will be having walls, right? So in that walls, uh, wall to wall, you will be having one what we call it as a corner. Okay, in that the angle measurement is nothing but a horizontal angle. Whereas the same example if I take, you will be having walls and you will be having a slab, right? Okay, roof. The angle between the roof, that is a horizontal plane, and the wall is a vertical plane. Okay, is nothing but a vertical angle, right? Coming to the deflection angles. Coming to the deflection angles. 1 second, I will try to erase this. Right. Coming to the deflection angles. What do you mean by deflection angle? You learnt, I think you learnt your traversing in your compass surveying, right? So, if you are able to remember those things, what do you mean by traversing? A series of connected survey lines is nothing but a traversing. And if that series, if it is, see, starting like this, closing, it is nothing but a closed traverse. And if it is starting like this and going, does not close to the starting point, it is nothing but a open traverse. Now here, where you can do this sort of things means you can do along the canal, along the railway track, like that, right? Now what is this deflection angle means? Suppose this is your line. I am just trying to explain here roughly, please. Now what I do is, first I keep the theodolite instrument here. I will side the ranging rod what you have placed here, right? Here my instrument is there, right? Now after sighting this through telescope, what I do is I will transit the telescope. Transit the telescope means I am rotating it, okay, revolving the telescope, okay, so that instrument will not be revolved, only telescope will be changing its position. Means your eyepiece will become objective glass and objective glass become eyepiece, so that it will be in the same this line, right? Now this is, after this one, this is your 0 0 line. Next, if I want to sight at this point, I will rotate the instrument. I will rotate the instrument. I will bisect this point. Now during this one, the angle formed here is deflection angle. Next, similarly, the angle formed here is deflection angle. The angle formed here is deflection angle. Okay, like this. These are the deflection angles. Now towards the line, if it is moving right side, it is right hand deflection, and towards the line, if it is moving towards the left side, it is left hand side deflection. Is it okay? Next, what is a magnetic bearing? Once again I will try to clear this. Right, magnetic bearing, I think you have learned the definitions and you have done some problems in the compass surveying. If you remember, what do you mean by magnetic bearing? The angle subtended with the magnetic north. Okay, the angle subtended with the true meridian is nothing but true bearing. The angle subtended with the magnetic meridian is nothing but called as a magnetic bearing. Magnetic meridian means what? If I use a compass, okay, wherever the north shows, it is the magnetic meridian. To that point, with reference to that point, if I take a angle, say some particular point A, this is the bearing. That bearing is nothing but called as what? Magnetic bearing. Okay, magnetic bearing, right? Next, horizontal distance between 2 points. Now, how to measure the horizontal distance between 2 points means, next, if your telescope, in that you will be having what? Diaphragm glass. Okay, in that diaphragm glass, if you have a cross, generally you will be having a crosshair like this. Okay, now if you have stadia hairs also, these are upper stadia and lower stadia, there is a one formula, that is d distance equals to, okay, k s plus c. Now what is d equals to ks plus c is nothing but, where k is nothing but multiplying constant and c is nothing but additive constant. Okay, k and c are nothing but multiplying additive constants. These are the constants related to that particular instrument only. It will be varying with the instrument to instrument, right? So if you know those instrument calibration values, okay, you can calculate. Now what is this? Yes, this is staff intercept. What is this? Staff intercept means you will be taking reading, staff reading on from this line, and you will be taking from this line. The difference between is nothing but a yes, right? This is one type of approximate method. Without using the tape, you can calculate the distance. Is it okay? Next, vertical height of an object. If you can remember your heights and distance topic in your schooling, h equals to, there is one formula, h equals to, sorry, what is that formula? H equals to d tan theta. H equals to d tan theta means, suppose if my instrument is here, okay, and I want to know the height of an object, okay, now this is my line of sight. What I do, I will take angle at this particular point and angle at this particular point. Okay, now this is angle of elevation, this is angle of elevation, and this is angle of depression. Okay, now if I know the distance, this is what? D. I can calculate the height of the particular tower. Without measuring the height of the particular tower with a tape, I can measure it directly. That is h equals to what? D tan theta 1. Here what happens? H will be equals to, total height equals to h1, okay, plus h2, right? This is what? h1. Next this is what? h2. Okay, so h1 plus h2 will be the total height. Like that you can calculate. And same difference in elevation means, if you remember your leveling surveying, difference in elevation between 2 points can be calculated by using what? Differential surveying or simple surveying. Only 2 points means simple surveying is the best option, right? Same way, the thing is, only thing is, you have to keep the telescope 0 0, means vertical survey circle should be kept 0 0. By that you can do that one. Next, what is this ranging a line and prolonging a line? So if you remember ranging a line in case of a chain surveying, what is that? One second. Okay, chain surveying, what he has to do? In the chain surveying, one ranging rod is to be provided, and this is one particular point. I want to calculate the distance between these 2 points. right? So next ranging rod I will be keeping at a place less than the chain length. Am I right? Suppose this is your chain. Okay, I want to provide the ranging rod which should be less than the ranging chain length, such that I can range between these two. Okay, after that I will be keeping arrows like that. Every chain length I will be keeping with the arrows like that. You will be ranging a line, right? Here the ranging a line will be very easy. Okay, now what is this? You can keep the instrument somewhere here, and you want to range this particular line. Just what you have to do is you have to clamp upper and lower clamp screws. You have to clamp the screws, you have to tight the screws, so that instrument will not rotate or swing like that. Okay, after getting the ranging rods in the line with your telescope, just you lock the clamps, so that n number of ranging rods you can provide and range the line up to the length you require, right? Next, prolonging a line is also same. Okay, just make your ranging rods in the line with the telescope crosshair, vertical crosshair, and clamp the screws, so that it will not revolve here and there. You can prolong the right. Next, setting or the engineering works means it is marking of the building of a columns of a building. You can mark the columns of a building by using this one. Okay, so these are some of the common uses of theodolite, right? Now, what are these classification of theodolites? See here, there are two types: transit theodolite, non-transit theodolite. What is the difference between these two? Transit means revolve. Okay, this one, this telescope is there, right? If it is able to rotate 360 degrees, if it is able to rotate 360 degrees, this one continuously 360 degrees, if the telescope is able to rotate, is nothing but transit theodolite. If it is not able to rotate, suppose this is a telescope, it is able to rotate up to this one only, up to certain angle, this is non-transit theodolite. We will be using transit theodolites only. We will be using transit theodolites only, because of this one only you can go for the deflection angles, where in case of non-transit theodolite we cannot calculate the deflection angles. For that reason you will be using transit theodolites only. Now these are vernier theodolites we call, because you will be having a vernier plates here, vernier plates there, like that. Okay, now coming to the cost. The cost of this particular vernier transit theodolite will be 25,000. Earlier it is to be 18,000, 15,000, depending upon the company made. Actually, at present cost, I recently inquired, it is around 23,000 it is getting. Okay, 22 or 23,000 we are getting. So this is a vernier theodolite. You will be having electronic theodolite also. So don't compare electronic theodolite with your total station. Total station is completely different. This is next one is electronic theodolite, which cost minimum of 50,000. The difference between these two is, that is a what? Electronic digital. You will be getting the readings digital. Is it okay? Next we'll see the component parts. Now before going to that line diagram, as figure we have clear picture here. We'll see now. Now coming to component parts, I will explain here itself. This is what? Trivet. This is what? Tri-batch. These are foot screws. Combination of these three together we call it as a what? Leveling head. Okay. Next, optical plummet. Okay. And magnifying glass. This is what? Horizontal circle. In that you will be having a lower plate, upper plate. See, you can see the difference, right? Bottom one is what? Lower plate. This one is upper plate. These are what? Clamp screws, tangent screws. Okay. These are up lower clamp, lower tangent. Here you will be having what? Upper clamp. To that you will be having what? Upper tangent. Next, these are nothing but what? Standard A-frames, where these two standard A-frames, you can see the shape of A, right? Alphabet A. So these two standard A-frames will be supporting the horizontal circle. It will be supporting the horizontal circle. Next, this is a telescope with eyepiece there or the object glass here, and this is to make your what? Telescope in a horizontal position, and this is a tangent, and this what your circle you are seeing is what? Vertical circle. Okay. And here in this tri-batch, sorry, here you can see this one. This is a plate bubble, and here you can see it's a altitude bubble. Okay. Both plate and altitude bubble should get centered while doing the surveying for accurate results. Okay. Now in this horizontal circle, the readings will be whole circle bearing system. What is the another name for whole circle bearing system? Means azimuthal bearing system. Means it will be having 0 to how much? 360 degrees. Okay. Whereas in case of vertical circle, you will be having what type of system? What is another system? Quadrantal bearing system. You will be having what? Quadrantal bearing system. Means what? You will be having north 90 degrees east, south 90 degrees east. Like that you will be having the readings. Okay. And right, this is the classification of the theodolites. Now we'll see the line diagram with component parts. As I said you, tripod's leg, tripod head, trivet, leveling head, leveling screws, tri-batch. All together we call it as a leveling head, as I said you. Combination of this one, right? You will be having inner spindle and outer spindle. Okay, outer hollow, inner solid. Okay, and you will be having a upper plate and lower plate. Okay, next you can see this one, it will be clear, right? This is actual original picture. Now we'll see one by one. First, tri-batch. So this is a tri-batch. Next, trivet. See, this is the trivet. By the use of this trivet, you will be having a threadings here. You can fix with these threadings to your tripod stand. Okay. Next, foot screws. A minimum of 3 and maximum of 4 foot screws will be there for leveling the instrument. Right. Next, outer hollow spindle. This one, outer hollow spindle, outer axis. Next, inner solid conical shaped spindle. Now lower plate clamp, where it is? This one. This one is lower plate clamp. Next, where is 7? It is unable to, yes, here. Upper plate clamp. Next, this is a lower plate. Next one is what? Upper plate. You can see the line. And what are these? 10 and 11? Graduated arc. Vernier. Upper plate consists of vernier scale and lower plate consists of main scale. The main scale readings will be from 0 to 360 degrees in clockwise direction, and the least count of your main scale reading is 30 minutes. Okay, 30 or 20, some instruments it will be varying. Okay, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 degree, 20, 40, 2 degree, 20, 40, 3 degree, like that you will be having up to 360 degrees. Okay, next, plate bubble. As I said you, this is a plate bubble. Next, horizontal axis or Trunonian axis. This is nothing but what is called as horizontal axis or Trunonian axis. Next, vertical arm. Vertical arm. Next, vertical circle clamp screw. You will be having a screw here of a vertical circle. Next, as I said you, these are the standard A-frames. It will be, if you see in this way, it will be having what? A shape. Okay. Next, vertical circle it is. See here, it is a vertical circle. Okay. And this is a telescope. Okay. This is telescope. And this what you mean by axis of telescope. We'll see the keywords also. Next, vertical circle clamping screw. This one, as I said you can keep the instrument into the zero line like that. Altitude bubble. This one is altitude bubble. Next, vertical axis. Now see here, the vertical axis will be this one. This line what you can see is a vertical axis. And tripod, clamping nut for shifting head center. We'll be having a clamping nut, and this is a plumb bob. So these are some of the component parts of a theodolite instrument. Now if I take each function of each component, okay, what is the main use of this tri-batch and trivet? It supports the horizontal axis and accommodates the foot screws. Foot screws, it will be accommodating the foot screws. Now what is the main purpose of foot screws? That is obviously to level the theodolite. Okay. Next you will be having a upper plate and lower plate. Upper plate consists of vernier scale to read horizontal angles. Yeah friends, sorry for the delay. Actually laptop power has been gone. So coming to the upper plate, it contains a vernier scale to read the horizontal angles. As I said you, vernier scale will be having the least count of seconds. Okay, 20 minutes and 20 seconds. Right. Next, lower plate. As I said you, it contains graduated plate from 0 to 360 degrees. As I said you, next, upper clamping screw is there, lower clamping screw is there. Okay, upper clamping screw is to clamp the upper plate and lower clamping screw is to clamp the lower plate. Clamping means what? Without, you are supposed to clamp such that it should not what? Rotate it. Okay. Now we'll see the importance of upper clamp and lower clamp in the further classes. Today I am going to restrict only up to the functions of each component along with some important points. As I said, your horizontal plate bubble and vertical plate bubble both are used for to be get centered while taking the horizontal angles and vertical angles. Okay, and you will be having vertical plate clamping screw here. Okay, so that you will be keeping in 0 to 90 degrees. What? Telescope to see the far away objects clearly. This is a telescope. You will be having what? Eyepiece, object glass, and next one is what? This is standard A frame. Sorry, standard A frame. Here it will be where it will be supporting the horizontal axis like this. Okay, next magnifying glasses. Now you can see this is the magnifying glass because you cannot see clearly graduations on the lower plate or upper plate vernier scale directly with our eye, so that magnifying glass will be helpful for this one. Okay, next fundamental lines of a theodolite. You studied regarding the fundamental lines of a theodolite even in your leveling chapter also. Fundamental lines of a dumpy level. Am I right? That is vertical axis, axis of plate levels, line of collimation, horizontal axis, and bubble line of the altitude. These are the sum of the fundamental lines. What is this vertical axis? See, it is the axis about which the telescope can be rotated in a horizontal plane. Means this is a vertical axis where your telescope can be rotated in horizontal plane. Okay, axis of plate level. It is a straight line tangential to the longitudinal curve of the plate level tube at its center. Plate level means what? Horizontal plate will be having one bubble tube, right? That one. Okay, means if it is a bubble tube, this is horizontal curve tangential to the straight line like that. Okay, you will be having bubble tube like this, 3 readings here, 3 readings here. In that you will be setting the bubble. Okay, line of collimation. As I said you, axis of telescope and line of collimation. What is this means? It is an imaginary line joining the intersection of crosshairs, object glass and its continuation. Now see here, imaginary line joining the intersection of crosshairs and center of object glass is nothing but axis of telescope, and its continuation is nothing but called as what? Line of collimation or line of sight. Okay, next horizontal axis. It is the axis about which the telescope can be rotated in vertical plane. This is also called as a what? Trunnion axis. Suppose standard aim frame, in between you will be having horizontal axis. The telescope will be rotated in this direction in a vertical plane, whereas vertical axis, as I said you, vertical axis horizontal plane, horizontal axis vertical plane. Okay, next bubble line of a altitude level. It is an imaginary line tangential to the vertical circle bubble at its center. Means top where beside the telescope you will be having the what? Altitude level. Now you should remember the fundamental axis of telescope. This one, vertical axis. Okay, axis of plate levels, line of collimation, horizontal axis. Now we'll see what is the relation between fundamental lines. The axis of plate level must be perpendicular to vertical axis. Okay, now here I will try to draw here. This is vertical axis and this is horizontal axis. Okay, the axis of plate level must be perpendicular to vertices, means plate level will be parallel to horizontal plane, which will be perpendicular to the vertical axis. Like line of collimation must be right angle to the horizontal axis. Line of collimation means what? If the telescope is like this, it will be perpendicular to this one. Okay, if I draw exactly, it will be very good. This will be perpendicular to this one vertical axis, and even though it will be perpendicular to horizontal axis. Just imagine horizontal axis is like this and telescope will be this one. Okay, line of collimation means what? Optical imaginary line passing through optical center of eyepiece, objective and its continuation, right? Next, horizontal axis must be perpendicular to the vertical axis. This is one more relation. And next one is the axis of telescope level or altitude level must be parallel to the line of collimation. Now this is line of collimation. On that you will be having what? Altitude bubble. That will be parallel. That will be parallel to each other, right? Next, the vertical circle vernier must read 0 when the line of collimation horizontal, means here what is this? Suppose line of collimation is there. This is your telescope and you will be having vertical circle like this to the left side. Okay, so vertical line should line 0. What is that? Vertical circle vernier must read 0 when the line of collimation is horizontal, means if I keep the telescope horizontal, okay, the vertical circle whatever it is there, the 0 0 line should coincide with this one. Okay, that is the thing they are explaining. Okay, so this is the very important topic, the fundamental lines of a telescope, sorry, of a theodolite, along with the relations. In general, how the question will be. Okay, how the question will be, how the questions you can expect from this one. Suppose if you take list out the common uses of theodolite, or how they will be asking, list out any 4, okay, common uses of theodolite, they may ask for 1 mark. Okay, out of 10, if you write any 4, you will be getting 1 mark. Okay, right, like that. Next, the question will be like this: list out the component parts, any 6 component parts of a vernier theodolite, they will be asked. Okay, means out of these 2, if you write any 6, you may get what? 3 marks, like that. Sometimes for long answer they will be telling you to draw the sketch the theodolite and label the component parts, like that they will be asking. Means you have to draw the figure and label the parts for 5 marks. For 5 marks. Earlier pattern, it has to be given for 7 marks for figure and 3 marks for your labeling the parts. But now it has been changed. Sometimes the question will be only draw the sketch the neat diagram of a theodolite, vernier theodolite, like that they will be asking. Okay. Next, they will be asking the question like that: explain the component functions of each component part of a theodolite instrument. Okay, or list out the component parts of a theodolite and explain the function of any 3, like that their question will be. Okay, And this question is very important. Fundamental lines of a theodolite. If they are asking for 1 mark, just you have to write these things: vertical axis, axis of plate level, line of collimation, horizontal axis, and altitude level, like that you have to ask. Right. If they are asking for 3 marks, okay, what are the fundamental lines of a theodolite, and write the desired relationship between each fundamental line. Means you have to write these things, and next relation between fundamental lines of a theodolite, means all you are supposed to write this one. This is very important topic. Now where we use these fundamental lines and the relation between fundamental lines means, generally the person, if at all, if you are not getting accurate values, what you will be doing, you will be sending the instrument to the service center. There in the service center, what they follow, they will check the instrument, they will be going to calibrate the instrument by taking these fundamental lines only. They will be checking all these things: what, whether the axis of plate level is perpendicular to vertical axis or not, whether the line of collimation is right angle to the horizontal axis or not, whether the horizontal axis is perpendicular to the vertical axis or not. Like that they will be checking each and every fundamental relationship. How? They have some test procedures, how to check that. Based upon that only, they will be fixing up the permanent adjustments of a instrument. You have learned the permanent adjustments concepts in your leveling also. The same here also, there will be some methods to find out the relationships, so that with this ends the calibration. Calibration means what? It is getting ready to for further surveying things. Okay. So some of the common questions, as I said you, they may be asking 2 uses of theodolite, 4 parts of a theodolite, sketch the telluride and indicate its parts, like that. Okay. So this is the introductory of your theodolite surveying. Okay. And in the next classes, we'll see some of the important keywords, which is very important. We'll see around 15 definitions of a technical terms are there, which are very important, while which are used, these technical terms which are used in operating of a theodolite instrument, which is very important. Those are: vertical axis means what, horizontal axis, axis of telescope, what is line of collimation, what do you mean by centering, transiting, swinging, face left, face right, like that you have many, 15. Okay. Later on we'll see the temporary adjustments of a vernier transit theodolite. Okay. And next we'll go for the procedure for the measurement of horizontal angles. By 2 methods are there, which are very important: repetition method and reiteration method. We'll see in the further classes. Okay. And thank you for watching my video. Please do subscribe for more videos. And if you like the video, please like and comment for any doubts, and share for your friends, and subscribe please. Thanks for watching.